Hey eBay sellers, this is your June 2022 $100 and $350 sale video. I'm going to combine these for a while because there just aren't enough $350 and over sales being posted on the group. That doesn't mean they're not out there, they just aren't being posted, so there wouldn't be very many sales in that video. So it's going to be one video with everything combined. Okay, one quick announcement in case you missed it on Facebook or through the Premium Library. We are halfway through the year and my loss is your gain. I was a little overeager when planning the 2022 calendar and overestimated how many to print. So, these calendars are now on a fire sale in my eBay store for the low price of $9.97. In case you missed it, here's a little recap of what the calendar includes. Obviously, beautifully designed because everything I do is high quality. So, this is a beautiful work of art thanks to my graphic designer. You get 12 BOLOs, one for each month, and these BOLOs were not in the 2021 book, so you may not know about them, but they're evergreen, so it doesn't matter if the month has already passed. These are still items to look for that have high profit margins. You get all kinds of stuff. It's an interactive calendar, so you get reminders like that pesky quarterly coupon that a lot of people forget to use. There are accountability tasks, listing challenges, cleaning tips, nostalgia, encouragement. The holidays are clearly marked. Anyway, motivation, trivia, efficiency tips, all the good stuff you need to run your business and stay on task. And it's like I'm with you every day. And if you have reservations about ordering the calendar, you can go to the listing and click on See Feedback. And you can read through the 87 positive feedbacks I have received for this calendar. Everybody seems to be very happy with it. So for a $10 investment, you get all that information. We still have 6 months left of 2022, and you can go back through the past months for plenty of information that is not out of date. So my loss is your gain. The link to get your calendar is below the video. Okay, let's get started with the sales. First up is Catherine Burns in Canada. She paid $5.99 at her local Value Village, also known as Savers, and listed for a few months. Full price, paid out of the blue, meaning it just sold one day at full price. Pier 1 Imports doily pattern set of 4 white pierced rim dessert plates. Sold for $100. Okay, Mallorynsley is still working through her beer cans. She said this can was up there for a while, ran a promoted listing on it, and they bought it via that listing. This is Goats County Club Cone Top Beer Can. Sold for $105. And if you missed it, Mallory was on a podcast a while back. I'll put the link to that below the video, and talked about inheriting her dad's beer can collection with literally thousands of beer cans. So that is her mission in life right now, is to rehome those cans, and it's going to take a while. Diana Warren paid $14 at an estate sale, sold in 2 weeks for $107.55 with a 20% off coupon. Salad Master electric skillet. Sold for $107.55. She paid $14. Next up is Eileen Cole. I have just $1 or $2 into this craft lot from a huge estate haul last December. I listed it for $165 and accepted an offer of $110. It took 6 months to sell. So you can see it is a tattered lace cutting dies lot of all different ones. Some new in the package, it looks like. So she only paid $1 or $2 for it and accepted an offer of $110. Rebecca Metty Carter got this and one other plate by the same artist out of a free bin at a garage sale, listed for $180, and took this best offer plus shipping. Took about a month to sell. Redware K. Schaaf Springhouse Peddler Folk Art Plate, the Christmas Cardinal. Sold for $115 and it was free to her. Diana Warren has another one. Purchased these at an estate sale for $2. Handle was damaged, so sent in for repair. Cost me $13 for shipping, so $15 total. Sold in just a day for $111.55 when they used my 20% off coupon. These are Cutco kitchen scissors shears, brand new in box. And what she's talking about sent in for repair is that Cutco has a lifetime guarantee. You can see it right on the box here, guaranteed forever. So you can send in your knives and scissors to be sharpened, or if the handles are damaged, you can send those in. And I believe you do have to pay for shipping both ways, or at least one way, but the repair is free. So if you find Cutco and they're not perfect, you can take advantage of their lifetime guarantee. You don't have to have a receipt from where you purchased it originally from a department store or wherever. So that's something a lot of sellers don't know about Cutco is the lifetime guarantee. Okay, Patty Lavieri purchased this at Salvation Army for $9.99 about 2 months ago. Got full asking price even though the listing disclosed there were no mounting brackets and there was a small crack in the frame. This is a Black & Decker Space Maker under cabinet coffee maker. Her cost was $10 and she sold it for $115. And just a reminder that as people are living in different unconventional situations like tiny houses, living in their RV, living on their boat, anywhere that is a small space, these under cabinet appliances are becoming more desired. So the can openers, the coffee makers, even the small toaster ovens that mount to the cabinet, because counter space is at a premium when you are living tiny. So these are making a comeback. Kimberly Furman, she has an interesting one. We recently moved into a new house. And congratulations, Kim, because we talked about this during your podcast. Apparently, previous owners didn't check the top shelf of a bathroom cabinet. Sold in less than a week for best offer. We will deduct the profit from the purchase of the new house. The item is 6 boxes of You by Kotex Security Tampons. So these were free, and these sold for $125 because they are discontinued. So somebody really paid up for these. I love that you just found these in a house that you bought and moved into. So, anybody else in that situation, look around. There could be treasures waiting for you. Carrie Wright McAdams paid $1.18 for him on a April 25th thrift store trip, sold on May 30th. I had to do some research on this guy, but it paid off. Could have gotten more if he had his collar. The brand is Birds of Prey. This is a plush hyena. Sold for $125 and her cost was $1.18. Lynn Merritt bought this tarot card deck for $15 at a thrift store a year ago. It is out of print and was still sealed. The lady at the thrift store was going to open the deck to show me the cards. I said, no, that's okay. Was listed at $150, took a best offer of $125 from a buyer with zero feedback. This buyer paid very promptly. I provided positive feedback right away. So these are Rajneesh Neo Tarot Foundation International 1983 new inbox cards. So I think that's funny that the lady at the thrift store was going to open them, and Lynn knew not to do that because they'd be more valuable new with the shrink wrap. So her cost was $15. They sold for $125. Okay, Stephanie Croquez bought in a giant lot at auction for $5. Did an auction sale. So she bought it at an auction and then she put it on auction on eBay. So before we get into the item, here's a new word for you because this was a new word for me. Okay, this word means 150-year anniversary. Sesquicentennial. Say it with me. Sesquicentennial. So back to Stephanie's item. This is a vintage 1926, the Sesquicentennial Expo, Philadelphia pillow cover rare. And you can see that it is definitely old. It is not in perfect condition. And it was $5. She sold it for $125.50. And because of her listing, we have all learned a new word. Moving on to words we already know and can pronounce. Delynn Shelton said, this one took some patience. Bought this 1976 Philadelphia 76ers warm-up shirt at a thrift store for $6.69. Sold for $127.49 after 2 years. Philadelphia 76ers warm-up shirt, vintage Mitchell & Ness, red 1976. So this one was in commemoration of our bicentennial, but it's the Philadelphia 76ers team. Funny that those two came right in a row. So don't give up. If you've got an item that you feel strongly will sell, just give it time. The right buyer will come along. Holly Feger finally found this BOLO new in bag dimensions Christmas stocking needlework kit. Bought it at Goodwill for $1.99. Sold for full price of $135.99 about an hour after listed. Thankful. The item is Dimensions Teddy's Gift Christmas Stocking Crewel Embroidery Kit. Vintage 1996. It cost her $2 and she sold it for $135.99. Okay, when I first saw these, I thought they were vintage Dr. Scholl's. Raise your hand if you had a pair of these and thought you were so cool. But yeah, they were kind of impossible to walk in, and forget running. That was never going to happen. But I remember at high school, we all wore these and they were so loud going down the hall, clickety clackety. But they are not vintage Dr. Scholl's. Max Green found these Burberry slides at Goodwill for $7, sold in a little under 2 months for full price of $139.99 with free shipping. So they are Burberry leather slide sandals, wood clog. So they do look like those old Dr. Scholl's, but they're not. Stephanie Croquez has another one. My wife purchased some art studio equipment, and this was a supply leftover, so free and a complete set. May have undersold, but paid for U-Haul. The item is Daniel Smith metallic watercolor discontinued set professional art paint. Sold for $140, and these were free. Janine Allen Joyce sold this auto tray drive-in window tray for my mother-in-law for best offer of $150. I'm not even sure she knows where it came from. She's been going through closets and drawers and trying to get rid of clutter. I'm a little scared that she's going to ramp up her efforts after this sale. Meaning, Janine, you're not going to have free access to her stuff. She's going to figure out how to sell on eBay herself and bypass you. So yeah, we kind of don't want that to happen. The item is Auto Tray Company in-car food snack tray drive-in from Indianapolis. And when I first saw this, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is that thing? But yeah, a drive-in tray for your car when you are at the drive-in movie. That is really vintage. And it sold for $150. Good job, Janine. Patty has another one. She purchased these last summer at a tag sale for $5 for both. Listed high, but took a best offer. Still a nice profit. Set of 2 vintage Le Creuset. What is that word? Cosances? Okay, that's a new one for me. I stand open for correction on that. Anyway, blue enamel cast iron fry pans. So basically 2 high-end frying pans. $150. She paid $5. Carla Keister bought these new Teaks flats at a yard sale for $20. The lady apologized for having to charge me that much. Sold in about 2 months for $150 plus shipping. Probably could have sold quicker and for more if not for the smaller size. Teaks Mojave size 6 flat shoes ballet slip-ons, new in box. $150. Cora Allen found this Lisa Frank plush at Savers for $7. Sold in just a few days for $169.99 plus shipping. Lisa Frank 32-inch sunflower plush yellow cat rainbow heart. $7, sold for right at $170. Mallorynsley bought these for 50% off during 2020 with a Healthcare Hero coupon. Wore them twice and hated them. Not comfortable, just not my shoe. Found that they were retired and people wanted them for good money. Someone sent me an offer for $150 and I thought about taking it, but went to bed instead. Woke up and someone bought them for full price plus shipping. These are Rothy's women's The Point marigold yellow gold pointed toe flats. $175. And I agree with you, Mallory, that pointy-toed shoes just, for some people, are not comfortable. I can't wear them. They just squeeze my toes. And so a lot of the high fashion stuff is just not comfortable. So good flip for you. Melissa Chapman found this green Baby Morgan blanket at my favorite little thrift store. They don't have anything priced. They just say a price when you bring your bundle of items to the register. It was in a bundle of things I paid $5 for. It sold for more money, buy it now price on an auction of $179 within a few days. This was at the bottom of a box full of porcelain dolls. Those dolls creep me out, but I saw a satin-edged blanket which I knew to look for from this Facebook group. It was with some plain, cheap hospital receiving blankets on the bottom. I had heard on here to look for the Baby Morgan blankets with the balloons. I didn't know they came in solid colors until I looked at the tag. So yes, Baby Morgan isn't just the white one with the multicolored balloons. They make a bunch of different kinds. So bottom line is she paid less than $5 for it, and it sold for $179. Baby Morgan thermal blanket. Tammy Mitchell purchased at a garage sale for $5. Took 4 months to sell. Sold for best offer of $180 plus shipping. This is Waverly fabric. $5 sold for $180. Dawn McMaster paid $7 at a local thrift. There were 2 pairs of these and another in a different color combo. I bought both. These sold in less than 2 hours for full asking price of $190. These are FootJoy Classics Dry Premier Black and White Wingtip Lace-Up Oxfords. $7 sold for $190. Jane Brown found this on bulk garbage night. I know nothing about pools except that they are expensive, so I threw it in my car, being that it was brand new. Listed it for $225 and accepted a best offer in 1 hour for $191. I definitely could have gotten more on this, but I was happy with $191 for a piece of garbage. The item is Jandy Ray Vac Pool Cleaner. So it's a thing that goes on the vacuum for your pool. Free and sold for $191. Okay, Jody Clark paid $45 at an estate sale, pre-sale for this TMS face vase. Sold in 6 days for $199.96 plus free shipping. This is a 2005 Vitruvian style Dora Maar Perpetual Faces vase. $45 sold for right under $200. Nicole Stevens Nichols. I bought this Este Lauder Perfume Compact at an estate sale on the last day. I did still pay up, I think $50. It's only about 3 inches across and is even more beautiful in person. It did take a while to sell, about 6 months, but is a very niche item. Estee Lauder Glorious Peacock, 2005. Beautiful, solid perfume compact with crystals. Beautiful meaning that is the fragrance, I believe. Estee Lauder makes a fragrance called Beautiful. So $50 sold for right under $210. Kim DeSolar Hendricks Spence. Purchased at a local auction for $6. Sold for full asking price. Took about a year to sell. This is an All-American 15.5 quart cast aluminum pressure cooker. $6 sold for $220. Courtney Dam got this Peloton bike monitor at a school sale for $20, and it sold for $225. Those Peloton bikes, treadmills, any of their equipment, and the accessories are quite pricey. So this is definitely a brand to look for. Okay, Wendy Kruger has sold something that's been on my bucket list and I've never found. Paid $25 at a flea market. Sold for $250 plus shipping in 14 minutes. I think this must be my fastest sale ever. I have been wanting to find an Enid Collins bag. I managed to find two. I actually left this one behind because it had a lot of wear. I got home and looked up her bags and found out this is one of the most valuable. I rushed back to the flea market and everyone was packing up. Another man was buying this bag, but he saw how much I wanted it and he let me buy it. It was really perfect timing as a few minutes later, this would have been gone. In mint condition, another version sold for $400. So I was pricing accordingly. I suspect I underpriced it and the buyer may be reselling it, but I'm okay with the profit and I have a better knowledge of her bags after listing two. The item is Vintage Enid Collins of Texas Box Bag, Copycats 1965. And it sold for $250. And I think this is just an example of divine intervention that Wendy went back and she was able to buy this and flip it for this much money. So listen to those gut instincts because they're usually right. Next up is Zachary McDour. He said, I work a second job on Saturdays running a small town transfer station, and of course I bring home a lot of free treasures. Last week was my best haul ever. Besides a few vintage computer parts, I found a collection of vintage fur trapping books, magazines, and ephemera. Most of it had already been crushed by the bulldozer, but I rescued a large plastic tub full. Sales so far are $1,150, with more lots still for sale and more to list. Here are some of the best sellers. This one is a large lot of vintage Maine hunting, trapping, fur skins, catalog, documents, ephemera, sold for $290.77. And two more of his sales, a large lot of antique vintage hunting taxidermy books, $201.50, and then a lot of vintage hunting, trapping, fur catalogs and advertising, $152.50. And this was just going to be thrown away, and he pulled it out of the ground, and here you go, all this money. Somebody was looking for this stuff. That is a great story. Okay, Zachary has another one. I saw comps on this between $2,000 and $5,000, so I paid up for it. Oops, can't win them all. This is an antique 18th century Dutch barometer thermometer, sold for $295. He did not say how much he paid for it, but hopefully not more than that. But I think his hunting and trapping ephemera compensates for this one that didn't work out so well. Okay, Tiffany Takao. Learned from Suzanne about these robes. I saw my first one last week at a senior center rummage sale. Got a bunch of stuff for $30, so I will call it $5 that I paid. 7-day auction starting at $100, and in the last 60 seconds, it went from $263 to $300. As Emerald says, bam! This is a Canyon Group robe. These are chenille and very fuzzy. They're like a bath mat with a dog and fire hydrant applique. These are quite pricey and collectible. And I want to give a shout out to Tiffany. She is absolutely right. The lesson on Canyon robes was posted back in October of 2018 in the Premium Library. So she and other Premium members have known about these robes for a long time. Who knew a funky bathrobe could sell for $300? So, if you are feeling left out, you can still try the Premium Library for free for a limited time. And I'm using Tiffany as an example because she's proof that you will learn valuable information that's going to help you make more money. And this is really a case of you don't know what you don't know. Ignorance is not bliss. Knowledge is power in the world of reselling. And I want to show you and give you the full experience of how my school works. This has been my life's work since 2018 and will continue to be since I have seen and you have seen how it helps sellers succeed. Tiffany is a perfect example. So come see what you are missing, even if you just want to watch the 70 plus things to sell videos. You can up your sourcing game and be in the know to find out about more of these hiding in plain sight kind of items. So go to the link below the video, enter the coupon code shown here, and come try it. Look around, download stuff. No pressure to stay. If you only want to do it for a month, that's fine. But I really want you to take a look at what's in there because I guarantee it's going to be a vast amount of information that you do not know. Okay, moving on to the $350 mega size sales. First up is Cathie Deskins. This sold on a 7-day auction to the original bidder after a slow week and a last-minute bidding war. The original listing price was $136. So it looks like she started the auction at $136. This is an antique Carl Zeiss magnifying glass loupe. Sold for $355. And Cathie didn't say what she paid for this. So Cathie, if you are watching, let us know. Louis Prizzi. Purchased this at TJ Maxx for myself like 15 years ago. Found it tucked into a closet and decided to shore it up online. Couldn't find any comps, so I popped it up for $499.95. Buyer accepted my sent offer in about a week. This is a TMS Vitruvian Flexing Man art sculpture. So remember a few minutes ago we had the Vitruvian Man Vase. That is a style of art during the Renaissance, but the type of style is Vitruvian. So another new word. Anyway, this sold for $449.95, and it was just something that Louis had hanging around in his house for 15 years. Tammy Mitchell. Purchased at a garage sale for $550, sold for $496.96 plus shipping. 2 Bombay Company solid brass pineapple lamps, mid-century modern. $55, sold for just under $500. Sue Vanderwood. Picked up this Polaroid camera with original box and instructions for $0 on FreeCycle a couple of years ago. Decided it was time to sell. I don't normally do auctions, but it was fun to watch. This is a Polaroid camera. Free, sold for $510. Now, I think this one gets the prize for the most unusual and unbelievable item that could sell for so much money. Stephen Gittler. On June 8th, I bought a crate of over 1,600 vintage beer bottle caps at an estate sale. Okay, Stephen, you need to get together with Mallory, who sells the beer cans, and y'all can compare notes and compile your knowledge. Anyway, Stephen paid $10 and the crate itself is worth 30 to 50. I put one cap up for auction the next night for $9.99. I put another one up for auction the night after that, also for $9.99. The first auction ended last night for $157.50. And here is that item. Vintage Corona Brewing Corporation bottle cap cork lined, sold for $157.50. The second auction ended and is now my biggest eBay sale ever. I've been doing this since '97. We are blown away. This item is a vintage Fink's Ale Harrisburg, Pennsylvania bottle cap, cork lined, with stagecoach and horses. It sold for $609.99. It's just every single day eBay blows my mind. I knew people collected bottle caps, but this is just really insane. So, congratulations, Stephen. Brandon Haney picked this up at an estate sale in early April for about $218, listed at $895 and accepted a best offer last night, which was my birthday. So, happy birthday to you, Brandon. Very nice present to end the day. For all those curious, shipping was a hair over $49 through UPS, which included insurance and signature on delivery. This is a Howard Miller Lewis wall clock. Paid $218, it sold for $795. And we're going to end with Stephanie Croquez. Paid $40 for a giant lot from an estate sale from a designer. This is just one roll of various fabrics. Went to a designer in New York City. 10 yards of Alan Campbell Juliet fabric with ducks, birds, and water. Sold for $1,125.50. $40 investment. Well, not even $40 because this was just part of a lot. So anyway, that vintage fabric is quite valuable. Okay, we've made it to the end, and that wraps up this episode of eBay SuperSize sales. Congratulations to everybody, and just keep posting those sales in the group. I'm out here watching. Have a great day on eBay. Bye.